What's up, guys? It's McNulty here. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are all doing well. So we are going to be doing something a little bit different today. I was going to review the new hero El Nadaha, the costume for El Nadaha, but I feel like today there are more important things at hand. So just so you know, El Nadaha is absolutely brilliant. I really do like what they've done with the costume. I think she's still a really excellent hero, and she's featured alongside Tech, who's going to benefit from the costume bonus. But I was looking back through my videos today from last year, actually, this time, 2024, and it was the 15th of January, and I made a video about how much money I think it takes to be competitive in Empires and Puzzles for 2024. And I was just looking over that video. I don't often look over my videos, but actually it's very interesting to see how things have changed within the last year or so. So unconsciously, or maybe consciously, when that video came out, I set myself a bit of a goal. And my goal was that over the course of the year, I wasn't going to spend more than the cost of a single Path of Valor every single month. And that is what I did. I haven't purchased the Path of Valor this month. Some months I didn't purchase it. Some months I did. But basically, throughout the course of the whole of last year, I spent £120. And looking over the results in my roster, actually, you know, it hasn't been a bad year in terms of heroes. So last year, just to put things into perspective, when I made that video, it was just about the time that Satori was released. And I heard a lot of sort of negative talk. I mean, there's always negative talk around Empires and Puzzles. And I was just like, people need to understand that you don't really need to be a spender to be able to compete in this game. There are a few things, like I said before, getting your base built up is a massive priority initially, you know, and then obviously making sure that you've got certain teams of heroes, like having a healer, having a couple of hitters and a couple of dispellers. But once you've got your 6 war teams sorted, everything else is just kind of honing the craft. Now, in the last year, like I said, there have been a lot of changes, okay? So when I released that video, we didn't have quite as many heroes, obviously, as we do at the moment. Legendary troops were not quite as big a thing as they are at the moment. And these are some things that have sort of crept into the games. And the other big one is obviously this, the addition of Dragonspire. And I'm so glad that this hasn't really taken off in a massive way, because I am well behind on the Dragonspire. But there is some good bits that I want to sort of talk about today. So I want to stay focused on this video. I don't want to get too far sidetracked. So one of the things is that the rewards in the game have gotten better. So I can see here I'm getting, I mean, look at that, a Dark Ether, Damascus Blade. And I'll be honest with you guys, I haven't played anything in Dragonspire in probably the last couple of weeks, to be honest. But getting, you know, 2 4-star Ascension mats from that is pretty decent. The adverts, I mean, having different tiers on the adverts is pretty cool. I think that's a thing that they've changed. But at the same time, I don't know anybody who's gotten a single freaking good mat from the legendary one. So to be honest, it really doesn't matter that much. What still matters, and I will still stand by this, is number one is getting into a alliance that is full and that is active. Now, if you feel like there's something wrong and that your game is stagnating and that you're involved and that you're hitting titans and that you're attacking in wars and you just feel like you're, you know, dragging through dead weight, change your alliance. Just change your alliance. Honestly, just change to an active alliance. A big part of the game that is awesome is this chat. I mean, all of this alliance chat that goes on throughout the day, even the global chat, you know, it's just a nice way to be able to be sociable. And that's not what the game is all about, but it is a massive part of this game. And trust me, I've been to many different gacha games throughout the last year or two, just looking around for the same kind of camaraderie and things like that that you get in Empires and Puzzles. And, you know, I don't think I'm just speaking for myself when I say you don't get that anywhere else. Now, there are certain key parts of the game. So war is obviously a massive key part of this game. You want to have strong teams in the war. And it depends on the level of your alliance, whether you have a strong enough team to be able to compete in the war, Obviously, the higher your alliance gets, the better heroes that you need to be able to compete in war. So war, if that is your main focus, and you want to be in the top, then you're going to have to spend in the portals to be able to get the heroes that you want. Titans. Okay, Titans is another big part of the game. You got to hit a Titan every single day. But you don't need incredible heroes to be able to get decent scores on Titans. I mean, for a Fire Titan like this, if I was just to go in my roster, to be totally honest, the team that I'd be using will probably be somebody like Finley for decent defense down. But then I would scroll, I'm going to sort by power. I would scroll right the way down. I'd put Jot in for the tile boost. I still use Nordry for my defense down, my elemental defense down. I would put somebody like maybe Franz in there. And then what do I want? Attack up. And you know what? For attack up, you can even use somebody like Costume Ulmer. You can use him. He gives 48% attack up for 6 turns, and you can pop him in on your team. And that, to me, is an absolutely perfect team to attack a Titan with. Battle items, I mean, yeah, they come and go, but it's not the kind of thing that you'll be spending on. So none of these heroes really would be heroes that you'd need to spend to get. And I mean, he's available in the Outfitter. So if you have the base version of him, what I'm trying to say is you don't need to spend to be good at hitting Titans. Honestly, you don't need to be spent to be able to get a couple of 100,000 score on your Titans. Unless you're going for like one of these guys who just wants to rip the Titan a new a-hole, or if you're competing in Mythic Titans, then of course that's okay. And that's another thing, having the ability to do Mythic Titans, and unfortunately the Monster Island event is kind of fallen by the wayside a little bit, but I really do like that for the ability to give people a chance to use the rest of their roster to just go as hard as they want against Titans, because of a lot of alliances have to limit how hard they hit Titans. Anyway, Titans is another thing. I think we should be seeing some increases in the Titan levels. It's been a long time now, but yeah, the other parts of the game. So you got your quests. You've got the challenge festival and the events and things like that. Now, the rewards for these, I don't know if any of you have noticed, but actually they've increased the rewards for these. I can't click, unfortunately, I can't click on them now. But if you rank within the top 10,000 for the rare, you're now getting 3 epic hero tokens. If you rank within the top 5,000 in epic, you're getting 3 epic hero tokens now, I think. So that's 6 epic hero tokens. And you can rank anywhere in the legendary. And you still, I think it's top 5 to 10,000, you still get only a single epic hero. So I was like, I don't really need to compete in that, because I'm still getting an epic hero token for anywhere in the top 100,000. And it's crazy. And you don't really need to have that big of a team. I mean, yeah, if you look at the legendaries, there's going to be a few, but you've got heroes like Costume Gunner in there. You've got the Glass Grim, and he's first spot. But the epic heroes, I mean, they're only epic heroes. Like, you literally, anybody can get their hands on an epic hero. You don't have to spend a boatload of money anyway. So I'm just trying to look at this game from the perspective of how much do things change that you need to actually spend. And so far, the only thing that I can see really is the wars. Now, raids, yeah, raids, if you want to be at the top of the leaderboard, if you want to be the number one, in the world, then yeah, you're probably going to have some of the most recent heroes. But if you just want to hang around in Diamond, I don't think I've dropped out of Diamond, and I could probably do with a much, much weaker defense than this to be able to stay in the Diamond tier, and you still get those rewards that are available, etc., etc. Tournaments. Now, we get tournaments that come around every week. This week's one's the Bloody Battle, where I'm trying out this dude, William, and he is absolutely amazing because he gets that nice Mega Minion as his family bonus. He's just an awesome tank with the revive. And he also boosts the defense and the critical chance of his allies. Plus, he gives himself the defense up as an ether talent. So he's an absolutely brilliant hero. And these, again, like 3-star heroes, we have had a lot of cool 3-star heroes come into the game recently. In fact, just if I go down here in my roster, I'll show you a few of the 3 stars that I'm excited about leveling, but obviously my focus has been, and it always seems to be on the 5 stars, as I'm sure a lot of you will share that. This dude, Jolly, absolutely brilliant 3-star that was released over Christmas. That was actually last year, Christmas. He is insane. Who are some of the newer ones? I mean, the tune for Carol, really, really good for the event. Still need to get him leveled. Who else do we have? Alacia is really good. This dude, Helgi, man, I've heard some really good things about him, and I've saved an extra copy of him just because I know that once I level him, he's going to be an absolute destroyer of worlds. Just huge damage for a 3-star. Cthulhu, I'm also excited to level him, obviously, with the insanity effect at the 3-star level. Swan Maiden, I still haven't gotten this ugly, ugly chick leveled yet. We've got Jakainen, also an excellent dispeller who I still need to level, but some really, really good 3-stars. Even Felton, I'm still sleeping on Felton. So like literally so much to work on at the 3-star level, and so many fun heroes to play with in the tournaments at the 3 and at the 4-star level. We're seeing some of the good 4-stars start to filter in. This guy's really, really good. Again, with the Mega Minion, just making a really decent defensive hero. And then, of course, the glass costumes are just boosting up some of the heroes. I think I've got the glass for Cademan. Yeah, I haven't leveled it yet, but definitely I'll be bringing him up soon. But I'm not hunting for heroes. Like I say, I've only spent, I said like less than £120 in my currency over the course of a year. So you can work that out, but it's about the cost of a Path of Valor every month. Now, for that, if I just look at my heroes here from last year, this was about where it would stop. So I just got Satori last year. So if I go up to here, I'm just going to take this as like where I would stop. So any heroes that are above this are definitely going to be new. Any heroes that, I mean, obviously I did get Blossom from the Soul Exchange, so I know she was new from last year. I did get Erlang Shen actually over the course of the year as a pickup summon. And like I say, my luck was pretty okay this year. But again, like I said, I'm just playing the game every day, the same as you guys are. So I'm assuming that a lot of you will have picked up as many heroes or thereabouts. So if we look up here, costume for Loki came along in the visiting outfitters. Pop Hit, I got him at the birthday event. Uwe was just, a lucky pull in the gargoyles. Constance, I did have her before, but she was again a lucky pull. Magni, I had him before last year. And then this whole bunch. I mean, look, I've got I've got Von Rothbart, probably like one of the top heroes in the game at the moment. He's obviously been maxed out. I've got Medea, who I got for Easter last year. She just popped out of the summon portal. Persa, from a recent summon. I didn't buy the Path of Valor, so I just got myself a couple of pulls. I got the 5-pull deal or something from the website and got her. Daroga, also just a single coin pull. Kagan, again, a single coin pull. Leonidas I actually had, but I've just maxed him out now. And then just recently, Ferguson Dreadstar. And you can see, I don't rush these heroes. Like when I get them, I like to play around with them. I like to see where I think I'm going to put them. And I like to take my time in leveling them because, to be honest, I don't struggle to have enough heroes for enough teams that I need in the wars. And that's pretty much all that you need. And I would say the double limit breaks are pretty difficult, like getting heroes over the double limit break and like pushing them up to the next level to have a whole team full of double limit broken heroes. And then the troops as well. Those are pretty difficult. But then you get enough mats to be able to do that from doing like the Path of Valor or Path of Giants. So to be quite honest, the only offer that I really think is, worth spending on every single month is, if you're playing the game a lot, is the Path of Giants and the Path of Valor. You don't even need to do both, to be honest. Either one will do. It just gives you enough mats to be able to keep up and to be able to keep playing as much as you want throughout the day. That's if you're a normal 9 to 5 sort of dude like me, believe it or not. But yeah, that's kind of my thoughts in terms of the heroes. So let's go back to what we were saying about what the different areas of the game are. So we've gone over tournaments, we've gone over the raids, we've gone over the wars, and all of those things, and the challenge events. And for all of those things except for the wars, you don't need to be a super heavy spender. Now, this as well is a cool thing. So I haven't gone into it yet, but this is really cool. And the reason it's really cool is because it lets you use your roster. So it lets you use the holy heroes that you have in your roster. The red one lets you use the fire heroes. The blue one lets you use the ice heroes. So in comparison, I'm thinking to other sort of gacha games that I play where you end up using the exact same heroes all over and over and over again. Empires and Puzzles definitely has something when it comes to these kind of events. And even as I've been banging on about it for ages now, the Tavern of Legends event, they really need to just keep pushing with that because it just lets you access your entire roster. So I really, really do like the events. I like the new Treasure Quest event that's come out. I think that there are a lot of positives in terms of that. So, I mean, what I'm trying to say, I think today really is that unless you are looking to be in the top alliance or at the very top, the tippy top pinnacle, absolute pinnacle of the leaderboard, then you don't really need to worry too much about spending and pulling in every single summon gate. The summon gates will come and the summon gates will go. And sometimes you'll get lucky and sometimes you won't. So the main thing I want to stress is that this is a good game. It's a fun game. There's a lot to do, and there's a lot of sociable aspects to the game in terms of the alliances and things like that. So I think that we've got a good thing going here. And to all of the doubters, I just want to say you don't need to, what's the word I'm looking for? You don't need to kind of chase the dream or chase the dragon, because trust me, and I said this in my last video, you can go ahead and watch it. I'll put the link to the description or in the description. No matter how hard you chase, no matter what hero you pull, it will never make you happy. What will make you happy is to try and just, like you do in life, just make do with what you got, make the best of what you got and enjoy it. Now, the other thing, and just back to it for 1 single second, is this, and this could potentially turn into a problem at some point. The Dragon Spire is just not getting going. I don't know whether they should really just trash this because there's no real excitement around it for me. So I think that something potentially should be done about the Dragon Spire. I mean, I end up pulling all 3 stars, but I've already maxed them all out as far as they can go. Obviously, they don't have talents and things like that, but thank goodness for that, because I don't think the solution is really to start again. But for the main base and, everything else that they've got going on in terms of the game at the moment, I certainly don't think that Empires and Puzzles is going anywhere anytime soon. I do think that there's a lot to sort out in terms of the balance with the heroes, because obviously you guys will have had loads of heroes in your roster that you could use, all the time. I know Ruffian and Nurgib got a buff just with the last balance update where they've increased the damage from 450 to 450 and then 600 as a maximum. But she doesn't need a damage increase. She just needs a stat boost. That's as simple as it is. All of these other heroes need a stat boost. But yeah, I mean, just don't give up. Enjoy the game. Play as much or as little as you like. And don't try and keep up with the rat race, because you're not going to win. And that is it for today. So I hope you guys have enjoyed the video, maybe something a little bit different. We will probably be back to regular scheduled programming relatively soon. So forgive me if you haven't enjoyed it. But if you have, drop us a like and subscribe to the channel. Share it with your mother. And I'll see you all again soon. Bye for now.